Today we're taking a look at the Meelod XT600, a full-size 26x4" e-bike with dual adjustable suspension, a torque sensor, and a unique frame design that you won't see anywhere else. As usual, we'll first take a look at the specs and components, and then take it out on the road for all of our usual testing. And we are topping out at 34 miles an hour. Let's jump right in. Meelod Super XT600, ride with freedom. At the top we've got the dual crown fork that you can adjust compression and preload with. Here's that 7-speed trigger shifter with the quarter twist throttle, basic rubber grips at the end. On the left we've got the horn button. And here's the switch that does turn the lights on and off, although it does look like there should be turn signals here. There are not. High beam and low beam switch. Here's your pedal assist level switch. And here's the button to turn the bike on and off. You just hold this button and the bike turns on. And these tiny little switches on the side do control a couple other things. The top switch you can cycle through trip, max speed, average speed, and odometer, and this bottom button looks like it also doubles as a headlight button. And when you hold down this minus button, you do get a walk assist mode that gives the wheel about 2 to 4 miles an hour of speed. Very nice. Nice rear light in the back that does function as a brake light. And here's the seat. This is a seat that is on the firmer side. I haven't seen this type of seat anywhere else, so it's an interesting shape. You do get a 25 amp hour battery with this bike, which is on the larger side for most e-bikes, so that is good. And the front wheel is mounted with a through axle. Not a lot of bikes have that. There's that giant 203mm rotor that does help you stop very nicely and very quickly. And here's that rear 180mm rotor with the Tektro hydraulic brake caliper in the back. 750 watt Bafang rear hub motor in the back. Looking at the controller, it does seem to peak at 25 amps, which means this system will peak at 1200 watts. This bike comes with Kenda Juggernaut 26x4" knobby tires. Very interesting red inner tube that contrasts with the black rim, gives it a nice appearance. This is a love it or hate it kind of thing. I think it looks kind of cool. This bike does come with the 7-speed transmission with a Shimano Tourney derailleur. The chain ring in the front is on the smaller side, so this is going to be a sub 30 mile an hour bike when it comes to pedaling. Very basic metal pedals. The kickstand does get in the way of the pedal, so you have to be aware of that. Normally I like the kickstand to be in the back. However, there is no place to put the kickstand as far as I know, so you kind of have to put it there, but just be aware of that. Big beefy rear swing arm with the rear suspension in the back. And this is a Fast Ace Extreme branded rear shock that is adjustable. This bike weighs 118 pounds and has a standover height of 34.5 inches. Here's what I look like on the bike at 5'10". Both the rear and the front shocks have plenty of suspension travel. So those are the features of the Meelod XT600. Let's go ahead and take it out on the road and see how it does through all our usual tests.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are on a new e-bike from
the company known as Meelod, not sure how to pronounce it. This is their XT600 26 by 4 inch single motor fat tire bike, and we are on a freshly charged battery. One might say this battery has a maximum charge. Of course, we're going to start off with our hill climb test right off the bat. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Main hill climb test. 3, 2, 1, boom. Throttle only. A little bit of a delay on that throttle. Interesting. I usually start the timer when I see the bike moving. So the very first frame, when I see the bike move, that's when I start the timer. Just because I don't think the delay should penalize the time. And if you guys do like this channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Like the video if you like it. It helps the algorithm, or at least other YouTubers say it helps the algorithm. Here we are, and finishing at 19 miles an hour. Alright, let's go ahead and check our downhill speed. If you notice, my side mirror magically appeared. It's because I had to quickly run back to my house. I realized I forgot that side mirror. Get the speed on the downhill speed. And we are topping out at 34 miles an hour. I think the wheel spins up to 35, 36 if I'm not mistaken. I'll throw that up on the screen just for your own reference. And we are on our way to the steep hill climb test now. See how it does. Speaking of the mirror, this is one of many accessories that I recommend for your e-bike. If you do want to check out some of my recommended accessories, check out the description below. If you use one of the links in the description, it does help the channel at no extra cost to you. And it will help my pet walrus, Larry, my pet walrus, go through his tusk surgery. Poor guy has an infection in his tusk and he needs surgery, so help Larry out. Poor Larry. Anyways, enough about Larry. Nice soft acceleration on this bike, which is both good and bad. It's good because it's not abrupt, but it's bad because it doesn't give you all the power all at once. Let's see how it does in the hill climb. 48 volt system, 26 by 4 inch tires. Soft start. Here we go. The motor is rated nominal 750 watts. 9, 8, 7. Oof. It's making it, but it doesn't like it. Alright, so it'll do it, just barely. So this bike unfortunately doesn't have all that much power. It is what it is. Not that much power in this bike. I really wish it had more power, but what are you gonna do? Let's do a quick brake test from 20 miles an hour. The rear wheel locks up just fine. And these are hydraulic disc brakes. The front rotor is a 203 millimeter rotor. So that will help your braking power, especially with these bigger wheels. The rear rotor is 180 millimeter. The shocks in this bike are very soft. They are adjustable, so when you do lock up the brakes, the front shock does compress quite a bit. Alrighty, we'll do another brake test from about 20. Right after this trailer. Brakes were fine, as to be expected from hydraulic disc brakes, especially with the 203 millimeter rotors. And these brakes do feel really nice. These are textural hydraulic brakes. They do feel great. Now we'll go ahead and head over to our speed test. On the way, we'll do some sidewalk riding, see what that's like. As you guys remember, I always complain about these sidewalks. You know what's crazy? I actually saw them working on this sidewalk. I think it's behind me now, but I saw them working on it. They must watch my videos. They probably saw this video. Look at this, look at this, oh my God. They probably saw this video of me complaining and kvetching about these sidewalks and were like, wow, this is embarrassing. We should get our sidewalks together. Yeah, this is such a slow start for a bike. For a bike this size, you want more power. When you see this thing, it's not a bike that you see and you expect a low level of power. You see it and you expect a lot of power. But right now, in terms of top speed, it's not bad. You know, we're going 32. This is slightly downhill. Even though it looks like it was flat back there, trust me, it was not. Everyone always messes up their top speed claims. They think it's more than it actually is because they are going downhill. So here's another downhill speed test. Looks like we're getting 35. All right. In terms of pedaling, no resistance at 30. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of resistance at 30. The front chainring is on the smaller side, so this isn't a bike where you can pedal at high speed. More of a lower speed bike. All right, guys, let's continue on. Why don't we do a little bit of off-roading? Since this is a dual suspension e-bike. See how it does. It needs a little bit more power. What are you gonna do? 48 volts. The perks about having a not super powerful e-bike, however, is that your battery will last longer. That is the one good thing about having an e-bike that's not crazy strong. But I do feel the suspension's working. Not too bad. The front shocks are very good, guys. Very, very good front shocks. And I do have a surprise for you guys. We are going to test out a little gadget that I have. I got this gadget just for reviews. Let's see how it goes. Look at that. Cutest little drone ever. Current mode follow. Okay, so you hold this out. I gotta hold it in front of my face. See how this goes. Alright. Here we go. Is it following me? Nope. Now it's following. Come on, buddy. Over here. Come on, buddy. See how you do. I won't go fast, I promise. We'll find out together what this footage looks like. This is some really tall grass. Alright, it's following me. Honestly, it's kind of creepy. Having drones like that follow you around, a little bit creepy, I'm not gonna lie. This is gorgeous. This is really nice, guys. Wow, look at this. And watch this, guys. This drone. Ah, windy. Oh my God, the wind is messing with it. Come here, little baby. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe now. Yeah, it doesn't like wind. We'll keep messing around with it just for fun. This is a gorgeous little area. I wish I could stop here and record more, but the sun's coming down and we gotta get this review going. Do feel those rear shocks working well. That is nice. And today will be, of course, a range test for this bike. This has a 25 amp hour 48 volt battery, which is a pretty big battery. It's on the bigger side for most e-bikes. And because this is sipping on the battery at a slower rate, because it's not too powerful, we will get a decent amount of range from this bike. And I do want to let you guys know that Meelod did send me this bike out, and ever since a certain other YouTube reviewer did a review on another one of their e-bikes, they did say that they are considering adjusting the price of this bike because a lot of people were complaining that it was overpriced. So I can't exactly tell you the price because I don't know it yet. It might not be accurate when I release this video or when you watch this video. So if you guys do want to see the price of this bike, click the link in the description below. It's not an affiliate link, it's just a link straight to their website, so you guys can check the official price. And if you do see it cheaper somewhere on Amazon maybe, feel free to grab that. But that's why I can't exactly tell you the price, because I'm not sure where it's going to be. If they reduce the price, great. But I don't want to give you guys wrong info. Let's get on the sidewalk while we mosey on over to our top speed and 0 to 20 test site. I think we'll probably only go one way on this bike in terms of top speed because we essentially know where it is. The handlebar on this bike is more of a mountain bike style handlebar. And what I mean by that, it doesn't have a lot of rise. So you are putting a little bit more weight on your hands. If that's something you like, this bike is great for you. Although handlebars are easy to change, that's always a super easy change. Speedometer wise, at slow speed, it looks accurate, and I think at higher speeds it is off by 1 mile an hour. All right, so here we go. Stop right here, do our 0 to 20. And again, we're gonna start recording this as soon as I see the bike start moving. 3, 2, 1, go. Very slow start. That will hurt its time for sure. And speedometer says 20, GPS is a little lagging, 20. All right, so here we go. Going 26, I feel a little bit of a headwind. 26, 27, 28. Here we go, can we get 29? We're at 28. Man, this looks like a 28 mile an hour bike. If you guys are interested in a legal e-bike, this would be one to get, right? We're gonna stop right here. So we're not gonna do that top speed test on the way back because this bike essentially goes 28 miles an hour. We don't need to do that test again. Off-roading, this bike does feel nice, and the dual suspension definitely helps a lot with that. This is our little high-speed grassy area that I like to run through on these reviews. And it's got a little bit of bumps, especially coming up. This bike does feel big. It is a bigger bike. So if you're a small rider, I would not recommend this bike. But if you're at least 5'10", 5'9" like me, you'll probably be okay. So we got some serious bumps coming up. I'm curious how this thing will handle it. The shifting does feel nice. There you go. Yeah, it does eat up these bigger bumps very nicely. This bike is big. It feels like I'm riding something definitely more than just a bicycle. It's definitely giving me more motorcycle vibes. Big beefy bike. Crossing the busy road into the non-busy roads because I don't want to get hit. Let's see the suspension again. It does help a lot going off curbs. I do feel it working nicely, and it is fully adjustable. You can make the shocks firmer or softer depending on stop sign. Brakes are singing a bit. That's usually just because the brakes have to be bedded in. But yeah, guys, you can adjust these shocks to your liking to make it softer or firmer, whatever you like. But right now we're at 8.5 miles, and the battery is still showing a full charge. Which, whoa, look at that! As I was accelerating, it just went down from 5 bars to 4. Okay, so 8.5 miles, and you guys know how I ride. I don't ride easy. So we're down 1 bar from 5 to 4. As far as the seat goes on this bike, it is a bench seat. Kind of like a moped style bike, but it does come obviously on a full 26 by 4 inch bike frame, which is rare. That's rare. You don't really see that a lot nowadays. And it's on the harder side. It's not too comfortable. It is kind of round, so it pushes up into you know what, into you know where. I would probably put some kind of a pad on this if you're gonna go longer distances. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. It's not like my Cloud9 seat. It does look cool though. One thing that Meelod gets right are cool looking bikes. They make some very nice looking e-bikes. So aesthetically, they are very aesthetically pleasing. Handling on this bike, it does feel like a typical big 26 by 4 inch wheeled e-bike. You can't really throw it around like a smaller bike, but it does feel more stable because of that. I do like the display. Clean looking black background with white letters. Nice looking display. I like that we're seeing more and more nicer displays instead of the ones that look like calculators from middle school. Ones that you can barely see. Horn. Sounds like some kind of a beeping noise. And this bike does come with a nice bright light, which does have a high beam and a low beam setting. we'll have to cut this range test a little bit short. We'll get to 10 miles riding around here, and then we're gonna head back because the sun is going down. It is getting darker and colder. This bike would really come alive if it had a stronger motor. If it had a 60-volt motor in the back, oh man. Especially because I think this bike looks cool. It's a very nice looking bike. The headlight, the rear light, the seat, very aesthetically pleasing. I don't know where I'm going, guys. We're just kind of hanging out. Why don't we throw the GPS on? Nice soft start with the acceleration. So yeah, guys, we're at 10 miles. We just lost 1 bar in the battery. Temperature-wise, I think when I started this ride, it was 45. Now it's probably closer to 40. Oh, stop sign, stop sign. Oh, man. Come to a complete stop. I can almost put my feet down flat on the ground. And I am 5'10". Heated gloves on. It wasn't all that cold earlier, but now that the sun goes down, it definitely cools down. Brake test. Yeah, guys. Brakes work as good as you would expect for hydraulic disc brakes and 203mm rotors in the front. Yeah, the seat is, we're gonna need to put some kind of pad in the seat. I will DIY something. If you guys watch my videos, I am the DIY guy when it comes to making stuff, putting stuff together. I can never just leave something stock. I have to modify it in some way, shape, or form if I care about it. Sometimes I just get rid of it. That way I don't have to deal with it at all. But yeah, this seat is, it's pressing into the place where the sun don't shine. All right, jumping the curb. Whoop. Easy. Feels great with these shocks. On the road we go. All right, so the battery is drained a little bit. Top speed, yeah, this bike still goes 30. Nice. 31. Very nice. All right, so we'll call this a 31, 32 mile an hour bike, somewhere on there. And it looks like the speedometer is more or less accurate. I must have been going into a very strong headwind earlier. I'm not sure. I was probably going into a strong headwind earlier because we're going 30 right now on pedal assist 1. Okay, so this is a 30 mile an hour bike. Cool. This is the benefit of having an e-bike. See all this traffic? Something I don't have to deal with. Yeah, baby. All right, we're 3 out of 5 bars, 11.8 miles. Oh, the shocks do feel nice. You kind of do feel like you're riding a motorcycle. Oh yeah. Shocks are nice. Big bump. Oh man, that was nothing. Oh my god. On a bike with no rear shocks, that divot where there was completely no sidewalk, that would have killed me. This just ate it up like a champ with the big wheels and the shocks. Oh man, felt nice. This bike would definitely be a great off-roader if it had a little bit more power. Bump. Oh, like nothing. I love full suspension e-bikes, especially ones that have good suspension. It's one of those things that you never know what you're missing out on until you finally have it. And man, it sucks to go back. Sometimes it's worth it. Like, suspension adds weight, price, complexity. Sometimes simplicity is good. But I think with an e-bike that has a bench seat, it's definitely important to have rear suspension because the seat doesn't have all that much cushion. It is not a very soft seat, guys. And so if it didn't have the rear shocks, oh, this ride would not be good. I've had moped-style e-bikes before that have no rear shock. It kind of sucks. So thankfully this has a suspension, so your ride is much better. And honestly, the seat, so far, it's okay. It's not bad. Look at all this traffic. Jesus. So this is a slower speed bike. If you're gonna keep it under 20 miles an hour, maybe go off-roading, you'll be fine. If you like pedaling at high speed, you gotta replace that front chainring, and then you'll be fine. Oh, sidewalk riding. Again, these sidewalks suck, so we get to test the suspension. I have these tires aired to about 20 in the front, 25 in the back. Not all the way. It says the max PSI
is 30. I usually don't bring my tires all the way up to the max unless I'm trying to do some kind of like top speed record or something like that. But the shocks are absorbing these bumps nicely, and you can adjust them to make them even softer, which is nice. Like that section right there, that would have sucked without rear suspension. Alright guys, so give you a quick mileage update. We're at 13.3 miles, 3 out of 5 battery bars. Not too bad. Probably would be a little bit better if it was warmer, but it is what it is. And if you guys notice, it did just change outside. All of a sudden it is brighter, and my phone mount is gone, and my mirror is gone. That's because it is another day, and I wanted to get out here to test something out. I almost missed something very important that's advertised on this bike. If you notice, I didn't go over any pedal assist levels during the previous clips because when I tried it, it would be very underpowered. And that's because I was just pedaling slowly. I'm used to a cadence sensor. This has an advertised torque sensor. This bike has a torque sensor. And so we're going to test that out right now. We're at, I don't know, like a 75% battery, but it doesn't matter. I just want to show you guys the different levels of assist. So let's bring it down to gear 1. Pedal assist 1. Well, first we're going to start pedaling slow. So I'm pedaling slow. I'm going to kind of dip my camera down so you can see pedaling slow. If I pedal faster and harder, the motor does ramp up a little bit more. So yeah, torque sensor, very cool. Bring it up to pedal assist 3. Pedaling slow gives me a little bit more power. Let's go up this hill. Going up the hill, you'll hear the motor a little bit more. Pedaling slow. And if I pedal faster and harder, the motor does ramp up more. Very cool. Pedal assist 5. So slow pedaling still doesn't give you all that much power. But if you pedal hard, oh man, you get power. So with this bike, if you want to get exercise, this is the bike to get. You will get exercise because that's what torque sensors are great for. Getting that exercise. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check out this bike. Oh, look at that. They're working on a sidewalk. Look at that. That's what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, torque sensor. I'm pedaling hard. And you hear that motor really give me a little bit more power now when you do pedal hard. Obviously, you're going to have to work. That's what torque sensors are all about. The bike will be more in tune with your body. You will work, and so will the bike. So I guess it is a good way of saving some energy. Or, if you're like me, if you're a lazy bastard like me, you'll just throttle everywhere. But with this second day out, what else I can do is add a little bit more miles to the range test. We finished the range test at 14.5 miles. So we're going to keep on going. We're at 15.5 miles and there's 3 out of 5 battery bars. While I do that, I'm going to ramble on and film another video. See you guys in a little bit. And guys, I did ride around a little bit more on this bike. And we are now at officially 20 miles. We're at 1 bar. So I think this bike, the way I was riding it around, could probably get you 25 miles, maybe 30 miles. I don't know. Probably closer to 25 miles. Maybe if you go a little bit slower than I did. It is on the colder side out here in New England. It's usually between the 30s and 40s. So maybe if you're in a warmer climate, you'll get slightly better range, but not by much. But I think that's probably what you can expect from this bike, from the 25 amp hour battery. Final thoughts on this e-bike. Brakes, fantastic. Looks amazing. Meelod makes some of the best looking e-bikes out there, especially recently. This one and their dual motor one and the Meelod DK300 Max, they are awesome looking e-bikes, guys. So if you value what your e-bike looks like, this bike is fantastic. The gearing, not too bad. After 25 ghost pedaling, not too bad, but could be better. It is what it is. It's not a speed demon e-bike. And on that note, if you are looking for a fast bike that's powerful, this probably isn't the one to get. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, like the video, subscribe if I have earned your subscription. You guys can also help Larry with his tusk surgery. I would appreciate that very much. That's it for today, guys. Until next time.